Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be sharing this right now with Dr. Janet Crain, who does this amazing thing called tree reading. And she is doing one for me today. And I really am so excited to share it with all of you to see how awesome it is. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to her right now and let her talk. And I will bounce off screen, but I will still be here.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm really excited to be here and share what I do best. Somebody recently asked me a question. Is there anything that you do where you forget to eat or poop? And the answer to that question was yes, tree reading. I'm never tired of tree reading. And so now I get to share AJ's tree with you, which I hope she is going to put on the screen while I tell you a little bit about, so you can see what I'm seeing at the moment.
I will share it right now. There we
Okay,
go.
great. Perfect. So now you can see what I'm seeing. So before I begin, what I want to say is that there are no good or bad trees. What tree reading is, it's a chance to have a conversation with yourself. It's a chance to know what your subconscious wants you to know in this particular drawing. So obviously what she's showing me today is what she's feeling today, and it changes. But not everything changes about you. People send me the tree and they're like, oh my God, you see something different? Usually who you are remains pretty true to who you are. And what the goal of tree reading is to give you information from your subconscious so that you could be your best self, so that you stop being mean to yourself, that you stop bullying yourself, that you begin to accept who you are and do your best to nurture and nourish that person that you are. Not cut down your tree and try to, if you're a maple tree, try to become a pine tree. That's impossible. But being the best maple tree possible, or in this case, a willow tree, is what we're really talking about. So I'm going to tell you, AJ, a little bit about yourself, and you're centered right in the middle. And I hope you don't mind me sharing this information with others, but you are very, very protective of the people you love. Very, very, you will sacrifice for the people you love. You like everything to be in its place all the time. Like, I wish I could see you on the screen at the same time that I'm
Pop on
talking.
actually. Let me pop on, and you'll be able to see me as a little. There we go. And let me go back to sharing the screen. Share, baby. Screen to, there we go. There we go. So that is that better?
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
And I'm going to be taking notes, so I'm not going to be looking at the camera because I want to write down what you're saying.
Okay, so let's go back. So are you very protective of the people you love?
I am extremely protective. I am,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
And so sensitive. Oh my goodness, you are so sensitive. And you really like everything to be in its place all the time. A really, really good organizer. That doesn't mean that things are always in their place. It just means that you like when things are in their place. Also, you really love a daily routine. That works for you. So a vacation that has activities planned out for the day is better than a place where you just go on a desert island and you have to figure out what to do with yourself all day. Structure, structure, structure. I think we talked about this before. Okay, so let's just talk about family, because family is so, so, so important to you. But yet you never ask them specifically for what you need. You just think that they could read your mind and guess. They can't. One thing that would be very beneficial for you going forward with other people, family members especially, is that maybe you ask specifically, you know what, I really need you to do this. No excuse. You don't need to make an excuse about why. You just have to say thank you. So when you're asking for something, you need to ask specifically and then just say thank you, not, oh my God, I'll forever be in your debt, or, oh, please do this for me. I need you to do this for me. Just like leave all that other chatter out, ask specifically, and then say thank you. And that's the end of it. Nothing else is necessary, because let me tell you something. You love your family more than anything. Will do anything to protect them. But yeah, when it comes to you, you don't even want to ask for a glass of water. You just really don't like to ask, and you don't ask specifically. All right, so the next thing I want to say about your tree is that you think that you present this front of being so strong and so capable, but inside you're so sensitive. And I know that's the thing about tree reading. It's so on the point that people cry, but it just means that it's true. And can you describe those little black marks to me? What are they? Are they things growing on you, or is that just the bark?
On the
On
trunk,
the trunk.
or yeah, that's just, I don't know. Probably like lichen, moss kind of stuff.
Oh, that makes even more sense because you just let people grow on you. They're not really serving a purpose, they just grow on you. Okay, either way, whether they're growing on you or that they're helping you or whatever they're doing, it's really, really important that you really get in touch emotionally with all this giving that you're doing and make sure that there's an equal amount of getting back. It has to be a good partnership. But you are like blossoming in so many directions and so productive. It's great. It's really, really great. Just make sure that you give yourself what you need
That's the
in the
story of
process.
my life. It's taken me a long time to get to the point where I can say, I appreciate you, I love you, I'm happy to have you in my life, but I have to do this for me.
Yep. I always start my lectures, all my lectures, by saying, tell me the top 5 things that you love. And a lot of times people don't say me. They're not even on their own list. They're not on the top 5. You might be one of those people. So
That's a good point.
it's really important that you begin a little self-love routine every day. I'm big on routines, a little self-loving every single day. Figure out what that is. So let me go back to tree reading now. So basically, this is the tree that represents her. But when I was in practice as a dentist, people used to say to me, oh my God, can't you read my boyfriend's tree, my husband's tree, my daughter's tree, this tree, that tree? And when I would tell them about the person, they'd say, no, they're nothing like it. And then I realized that it's not how they appear to themselves, it's how they appear to you. And once I made that connection, I realized that what you needed to do was draw the significant other's person's tree, how you see them. Then it makes sense of how you see them versus how they see themselves. It becomes really clear what is the disconnect in the relationship, because your subconscious has built a memory, an identity, everything around that person that you're reacting to. But just because you're seeing it that way doesn't mean that they're seeing it that way. And once you know how you're seeing it versus how they're seeing it, it's pretty interesting. So let's go on to the tree that represents another person.
Okay. Flip that one over. And there's my other person tree.
Okay, so now this is her other person tree. Now notice, no artistic ability is necessary, and this is her other person's tree. And it's quite different. So you see this other person as, it's a little bit light for me to read 100%, but I'm going to do my best, as really supporting you in so many
Would it
ways.
help if I held it up like that?
It's not, no, it's just too light for me. It's
Okay.
okay. I've done it before, but you're just gonna have to explain things. Are they leaves that have fallen to the ground?
Flowers. Flower
They're
petals.
flowers. Okay.
Mhm.
So when you view this person, you think that this person is very, likes a daily routine also, and loves beautiful things around them, and is very supportive, even though there's a split in their life. And what you view it as is that they're protecting that inner core, the roots, what's inside, really, really tightly. That they're not letting anything get to that core of who they are, the root of who they are. And it's a little bit difficult for me to see this whole thing, but basically what you feel like is they're like branching out in all these different directions. And I think that it's hard for me to see, but I think that basically this, you see this person as a multitasker, that they can keep all the parts of their life separate. Is that the way you see it?
I'm not sure, honestly. Like this particular person is I'm really not sure.
Okay, because I can't see if where the branches are branching out.
I sent you this in Messenger. You might be able to see it better.
I can. I'm
Yeah.
just looking on Messenger right now. It's kind of light there. Do you
Okay.
think that the three branches are coming from the trunk of the middle of the tree that's protected by those two sticks?
Are you able to see my cursor?
Yes, right
Okay.
there. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. So this branch starts here. So
Yeah.
it goes from here to here and then goes up. This one is the main branch or the main trunk. And then this branch starts right here.
Okay. Are those like poles holding up this little growing tree?
Yep.
Yeah, supporting the tree. Okay, that's what I thought. So basically, this tree is not really planted. It's still in its root bag in actuality. Do you see that?
I do see that.
And so those sticks are needed to hold the tree up right now because it's not really grounded in, you're not sure if it's staying. It's like it's ready to pack up and go at any minute. You could just easily knock those sticks over and undig this thing and then move it somewhere else.
That's 100%. I would absolutely agree with that.
Okay, so let's move on. So basically, this tree is divided in three directions, like three different aspects of their life that are all blossoming and flowering and look good on the outside, but not necessarily united in one solid treetop. That makes sense?
Mhm. Oh boy, does it.
Okay, do you have any questions before we go on to the next one?
I don't actually that I'm actually breathing much easier now that we had that conversation, to tell you the truth. That's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, let's go on to the next.
This one, I'm very curious about this one too. It's funny to
Okay,
me how
so
different all of them are.
yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this one now. So basically, I read trees about your relationships, your relationship with health, wealth, self, others, and spiritually. This is what is her money tree. And people who draw this kind of tree don't like to get out of their comfort zone. It's really, so if she's like a millionaire, to become a billionaire, it would be really difficult because her comfort zone is where she is with the amounts of money that she has right now. And to move to the next step is just, I feel like this is wreaking havoc. Is that water behind you?
Um,
Is that water or the
so
beach or what?
this
I
is
can't,
water
yeah.
back here, and this is sand.
Okay, so the tree is like moving forward because she wants to be really productive when it comes to money, but in the past money has been such a tumultuous experience for her that it just creates so much uneasiness, so much uneasiness. Especially, does the water extend on this side? I can't see. Does the water
It's
extend? Can you see
this
my
is
pointer?
I cannot see yours. This is all water.
Oh, great. Okay. So basically, she just feels like moving into the future with visions of money is like a wavy, rocky situation. And it just brings up every bit of her past that she remembers about money. Even though she's moving into the future, her comfort zone is in the past. Her comfort zone is where she was. And it's so funny because in my last talk with her, we talked about getting into a new comfort zone.
It is.
And really, truly, this is, we have to talk off camera, but what we have to talk about for this is how do we change those old beliefs that are dictating your life? I just want to say that what I believe is the reason that after this I make a hypnosis script for you to record yourself is so that you can change those old beliefs and see them in a new light. Because right now you're keeping yourself so isolated because those beliefs, do you see how much bigger the water is than the land?
Mm-hmm.
Because those old beliefs are bigger than your solid, grounded beliefs right now. And your
Yeah.
solid grounded beliefs are just, I mean, am I seeing it straight on? Like, is that the left side of the page where the land is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's the mother side. So your mother's beliefs about money are still running in your voice. Your inner voice is still running that script. We need a new futuristic script that moves you into the present moment, into this moment, so that the water isn't taking up 3/4 of the picture.
It's, it's really fascinating. And I just want to clarify for people, because we've mentioned that we've talked a couple of times. We have not talked about any of this, and we don't know anything personal about each other's lives. We've talked a couple times from a business standpoint and on the global hangout where you were talking to people about how to schedule and bring some normalcy into life that is all up in the air right now. So I don't want anybody to think that Janet has taken anything at all from any words that I've said about me personally, but I am going to say that, I mean, you saw the tears on the first one. There's absolutely nothing in this world more important to me than family. And family has always been difficult for lots of reasons. And one of the things that I have to do, and I've worked on and had conversations with my family, is I know you didn't know what I needed, but this is what I need. And so I've done that. I've been on that path. It didn't exactly work out like I would want it to, but and then you want to regress and say, okay, just take what you can get. Well, I'm not willing to do that. So that's awesome. And then anybody who knows me, who's watching this, they know how very much I love my son and my husband. And so that's, those two I am very, like, very, very, very protective of. And then with the money tree, I have worked recently. I wrote a letter to money talking about it. And because I don't like money, I don't like to talk about money. I mean, I'm a businesswoman, I make money, I deal with money, but I don't like money. And if I could live on a beach somewhere and not have to ever deal with money or talk about money or look at money or touch money or smell money, I would be so happy. But that's not the way the world works. So
I do want to say that I've never seen her tree before now. I knew nothing about her trees. And And honestly, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if I see the tree now, I am like 50 first dates. If it's not in front of me, I won't really remember. Like people always say, you remember the tree I drew? No, I'm so sorry, I won't. But your tree does change. She, she can definitely focus on a different type of tree, but the key is to, with her money tree, to make her comfortable in with money. That is absolutely the key. The key with the relationship tree is to not have to support the relationship tree, whoever that is, whoever that person is, and get comfortable with the fact that right now that they can move at any time. You can't depend on it long time. And the personal tree, you could see how good I am. Oh, there it is. And the personal tree is like, get really specific about what you need. Start it with a routine and get really specific and make sure that nobody's just growing on you and not giving you what you need. And it's great to be, it's great to be giving, it's great to be protective, but make sure that you're also getting your own needs met and that you're just not protecting everybody else. So that's what tree reading is. Basically, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to really have that conversation with yourself that you don't always get, because sometimes when I'm saying these things, people say, no, that's nothing like me. Then 3 days later, they write to me, oh my God, it's exactly like me, because you have to like know about it. And now you're going to listen, AJ, and you're going to notice how much in your conversations you're saying these things out loud because they're in your subconscious mind. We brought them out. And now you're going to really notice it. You're going to notice that about yourself. You're going to notice your daily routine. You're going to notice when you're not asking specifically. You're going to notice when you're protecting somebody at your own expense. You're going to notice how happy you are to clean the pantry, like organize the cans. You like to organize things.
I do.
That's why you're so good at your job. So the key is to make sure that you use these things not to beat yourself up, not to bully yourself, but to nurture yourself to be the best version of you possible.
I love that. And I love this tree. When I look at this tree, and I spent maybe 2 minutes on each tree. You can tell by the artistic. You told me don't use colored pencils or anything, just draw a tree, and I really took that to heart and said, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna think about me. I'm gonna see it in my head. I'm gonna put it on the paper. And then I did the same thing for money, and I did the same thing for the person who I wanted to discover how I'm feeling and what that relationship looks like to me. So and for anybody who's worried or whatever, it's not my significant other. um, that tree would be very different. I'm going to hire you to do that one for me because I like that one too. I'd like to see what tree I came up with for him. But it it's good, and I love all of my trees. There's nothing, I don't look at them and I don't have any disdain or hate for them. I love each and every one of them, especially the one I did of myself, because that's how I see myself, and I don't want it to change. Like you said, I want to be that person, and it makes me happy that people see me as that person too.
It's so funny because I'm a hypnotist and I'm always like, I don't want you to change. I just want you to be your best self. Like, I don't want to hypnotize you to change. I want to hypnotize you to be your best self and have the best conversations with yourself and stop beating yourself up, stop not accepting yourself, stop bullying yourself, and just be your best self.
I love that so, so, so much. Um, so we will talk about the hypnosis stuff off off camera. I will definitely be posting this. I'll make sure that you're tagged in it once I get it uploaded and everything, um, because because you should. Everybody should see this. It's just so interesting. So thank you so, so, so much for doing this for me.
Oh my God, my pleasure.
I love it. I'm going to go ahead and stop this um, recording.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ah.